GM, everyone. I'm Charles Guillemet. I'm CTO at Ledger. And today I'm going to talk about clear signing and why it's important. If you care about security, you must have a Ledger device. Raise your hand if you own a Ledger device. Okay, most of the people in the room own a Ledger device. But would you sign the transaction? Raise your hand. You wouldn't, but most of you have already signed the transaction. And it's a big problem because signing a hash is completely insecure because you can't distinguish a legitimate transaction from a malicious payload, and you might sign away your assets. So this is something we need to fight against. This is what we call blind signing, and blind signing is simply equivalent to signing a blank check. So maybe you are signing the transaction you wanted to sign, but maybe you are signing away your assets. And unfortunately, getting scammed isn't fun, and this is very real. A couple of months ago, WazirX was hacked, 230 millions, and they simply blind signed transaction, giving away their assets. Only 2 weeks ago, Radiant Capital got hacked. Same story, they got malware on their computer. They thought they were signing a transaction on safe, while the malware was replacing the transaction by a malicious transaction. They blind signed the transaction and they got hacked. So these attacks aren't theoretical at all. They are very real. They are part of our reality, and we really need to fight against this attack. And the idea for us is to provide the user with all the information to take a decision to sign a transaction or not. So the idea is to have something very transparent, completely human-friendly, and to empower user. Again, Ledger won't decide for you. We just give you the information, and then you decide if you want to sign the transaction or not. And in this case, you will swap your Matic to USDT. Everything is clear, and you don't have to guess if the hash is dangerous or not. The key component for the clear signing initiative are quite simple. We have created a standard that is based on a JSON file. So we are asking dApps to create a very simple JSON file that explains how to interact with their API and to give like the human-friendly name for the different method and parameters. We also provide an editing tool to make this as easy as possible. Then there's a metadata file will be stored on some public registry. And for wallets, then it's a matter of trusting this metadata file or not. Ledger is one of the trusting authority for this metadata file. We sign this metadata file, and as soon as you will sign a transaction, the whole transaction payload will come along with this JSON metadata file that allows the hardware wallet to understand how to parse the transaction. This is how it works. And if you are a wallet, from an integration standpoint, it's pretty easy. You just have to integrate our last version of the device SDK. So to summarize, from a dApp standpoint, you just have to fill this metadata file with the tools that we are providing. And for wallets, you simply have to integrate the last version of the device management kit, and then the clear signing comes for free. The device management kit is pretty easy to use. It allows to discover devices, to connect to the device, to exchange data to the device. There is also some state management that allows the wallet to know where the hardware wallet is, and several OS commands. The visualization tool is also pretty convenient for dApp developer. If you are a dApp developer and you have written your smart contract, you won't need more than 10 minutes to fill the metadata file. And with this tool, you can see what will be displayed on Ledger devices. You should care. This is not like a Ledger problem, it's an industry-wide problem that needs to be solved. We need to fight against these attacks. We need to rebuild trust in the ecosystem. we see more and more sophisticated attacks, and that won't stop here. With more stakes, attackers get more sophisticated, and we will see more and more people who are drained and so on. So we really need to solve this problem, and we won't be able to solve this problem alone. So we need your help as developer, as dApp developer or wallet developer to make this a reality. Here a couple of useful links. So you have the developer portal, you have the clear signing homepage, you have the GitHub repository, and a blog post explaining how to interact with the clear signing initiative. Thank you for your attention, and happy to answer to your question.
Thank you. Question.
Okay, I have a small question. It's a little bit off topic. Can I ask you about after the section?
Sorry?
Can I ask one question when you will leave? It's a little bit interesting for me, but a little bit off topic for now.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, we have a question behind.
Has Open Zeppelin implemented that for all the regular stuff, like for vaults, for example, so we don't have to do it?
Yeah, very good question. Not yet, to my knowledge. We have created the open standard recently. We asked for, we implemented some RFC in order to get feedback from the community and so on. And now we are in the phase where we are asking different dApp to fill the JSON file. And the generic parser at the device level will be available in a couple of weeks, like in 1 month, something like this. So it will come, but to my knowledge, they didn't do that already.
So for now, it's on each dApp.
Yeah, each dApp needs to fill this JSON file. Again, it takes 10 minutes, but it needs to be done by dApps because they know how to interact with their smart contract.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, here. I wanted to ask if this is, here.
Okay.
Yeah, if this is for any kind of signature, not only signatures or transactions, and if you do some validation on the JSONs that the developer propose, or is totally decentralized or something like that?
Okay, very good question. So for now, we focused on EVM mostly. So all of this is valid for EVM. We will continue the work on other chain next year, but for now, it's only on EVM. We are supporting already the approvals, permit 2, EIP 712. And for the metadata file that needs to be done by dApps, we have created a public repository, so anyone can contribute. But when it comes to trusting the metadata file, each wallet is responsible to signing or not this metadata file, and Ledger is a certification authority for this metadata file. The transaction that you will sign on your device, if they are clear signed, that means that we have reviewed the metadata file, and then we think it's legitimate. Thank you. Any other question? If we have still time for one question.
I think there's one there.
Yeah. How do you ensure the integrity of those JSON data files?
So they are simply signed by a ledger key, so they can't be modified.
One more. I think
Hello.
we have a question there, yeah.
Hello. I'm probably missing something, but what's the difference between this and NatSpec? Because I thought NatSpec was supposed to solve this problem.
Which spec?
NatSpec.
NatSpec. To be honest, I'm not aware of NatSpec. We have created this specification at the beginning of the year, and we have discussed with the different people in the ecosystem, asked for feedback and so on. And to be honest, I don't know this specific spec.
So NatSpec is where you embed the intent within the source code using special comment format, and then that stuff can get tracked in a decentralized manner.
Does it enable to explain how the transaction is actually implemented?
Yeah.
In order to parse it?
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4 years old, I think.
Okay, but what we have created is a standard that also gives some formalism on how the JSON file must be done so that the device understands it. So maybe the difference between what we did and not spec is around this, the specification of the JSON file.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's give it up to Guillemet, CTO for Ledger.